Scotty and Boaz Rehash, Episode 9.
Trophy push it real good. And we're back! Me and Scotty here at WBSM Radio Studios talk about pushing. Go for it, Scotty.
Okay, this is a special announcement going out to everybody out there. The episodes you're about to hear, we were kind of in the early stages of, hey, this is what the trophy push is going to be. It is November 9th through the 15th. We've decided, based on who we've got coming and what's going on right now, to open it up. The only catch with that is... that we have to have people that are pretty high in. Again.
We got alerts and dingles and little dilly-dallies going on.
It's 9.
Salt and pepper here.
Pushing it. Yeah, that'd be awesome. Salt and pepper. S&P, packing and macking.
Yeah, right.
So 9th through the 15th, we're looking for people actually that are at about master's level right now and above. So that way we can get to the top 200 in the world. There's a lot riding on it. More than I can say on the air.
Okay.
Yeah.
Interesting.
So, anyways.
So get in there and find out what the scoop is.
No, I can't really talk. Well, anyways. So it's opened up. Here's the information.
The way Scotty's looking at me, I think he's going to try to burn me somehow. So we'll see what happens. He's not telling me. He's this guy.
So here is the information. This is going to be on the next couple podcasts. This opening, it is COC Podcast is the name of the clan, and I will find right now the ID number.
Yes.
But you need to be higher in trophies. You have time between to get in 2 Sunday.
Days from now.
To get up there if you so choose. And the password is Medea. MEDEA. So
Medea goes to family
No,
court?
not Medea goes. Anyways,
Medea.
it's the clan tag is number #, whatever, P28J8GV. So come join us for the push. Help us get to the top 200, 9th through the 15th. Great people in there. Going to learn a lot. And I'm excited about it. So we started pre-pushing. We'll talk about that on the episode. All right.
Hey, by the way, before we go, thank you for saying pound symbol, not hashtag.
Hashtag.
Later, gang.
All right.
And we are back with the Clash of Clans for the fans in the stands. This is Boaz, and I'm here with the ever magnanimous, magnificent Mr. Scotty.
Last one was beautiful. I loved it.
I almost said it again, and then I was like, "Oh, I got to think of something else." So.
Yeah, I was editing that one, and I was laughing. I was like, "Oh, that's right."
I guess it shows that in my subconscious I think you're beautiful.
Oh, that's so nice.
So
and somebody just asked whether or not, like, if we knew each other before, like in real life or whatever, and I'm like, no. When Boneyard was moving the last time, well, 2 times ago, that you'd written in, and we did an episode, and the rest is history.
Yeah, that was a really funny situation. Yeah, if anyone wants to go back and listen to the first episodes of me and Scotty, it's an interesting genesis of how I got on the podcast.
I wonder if they're up on the website.
I don't know. There's some of them that we're missing, I know, because there's one where I talk about like the origin of the true sons and stuff. And
I really got to get those. I've just spent. I mean, I say that every frickin' time.
But I was remembering that in the first time we recorded, you ended up getting so drunk by the end of it because we were talking and we were talking for like 4 hours, like on and off the air and stuff, and you were just kind of like drinking the whole time. And
yeah.
I think I probably was too, and by the end, the questions were
that was a lot of editing because we'd take a break and then come back and then go, okay, where were we? And we'd start, and pretty soon it's like, and now we don't even break really.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, maybe
don't
if the
need
dogs
to edit
bark
much, or
yeah. So what you're hearing is really pretty unedited, unless the dogs bark or something happens.
This is raw footage, guys.
This is raw, in the raw, trying to keep it that way because then it gets out faster to people. And
Well, actually, I have a much higher voice, but Scotty does this thing where he like puts this synthesizer,
Auto-tune.
yeah, auto tunes, modulates my voice to make me sound, like an adult. Because otherwise, I kind of sound more like this. Guys.
Really, Boaz is a 12-year-old girl.
There's nothing wrong with that.
Storming out of the rooms when the town hall's inside the base. No, I was listening back to it, and I was laughing because in the last episode, you freaking idiot. That's the Boaz T-shirt.
Yeah, I've been trying to censor myself to not drop the F-bombs and stuff, so there's some freaking idiots instead of going all the way. So
the full
I try to contain myself even when I get worked up like that.
So boo boo boo. I gave up all hope that the Halloween thing was coming.
Oh.
And I have to say, and maybe I missed it because I've been busy with the play that I'm in, and it's taken out of my Clash time, I'm telling you. But did you have any idea that I knew that there was one preview about the skeleton trap that just came out?
Which Tyrael totally called in our Boaz Presents episode 2. It was so random. I was like, what's the one update that you'd like to see? And he's like, I'd like to see some kind of distraction trap. I was like, oh, that's random. What else would you like to see? And he's like, really, just a distraction trap. I think that'd be really cool. That's the one thing they add. The one new thing that they add in the next update
Supercell's
is distraction
listening.
trap. Yeah, so
and I
better be getting some royalties from that.
I should really look at how it's been working in the war attacks. I've been just running around all day. The episode's ready to go. I just need the last episode. But there's one time I was about to release it, and I went back to listen, and at the end of the credit or the beginning, there was like a 30-second gap. So I'm like, you know what? I'm busy. I better just make sure everything is fine. And so yeah, this whole new update. My head. Honestly, I had no idea it was coming. Was it just that one preview?
You need to check Twitter more. Then people have been. Well, I guess I just see Clash of Clans on Twitter, and they've been. So I think I knew about pretty much all the stuff before it came out, but I assumed that the fourth mortar was for Town Hall 10 because everything that's been coming out.
Did they broadcast that?
Yeah, they said there was I don't know if they broadcasted it or if people just gleaned it by seeing it in videos and figured it out. I don't know if they made an official sneak peek about it.
I went back to look. Somebody said something about traps. T-Skits mentioned it, and I thought in the update, and I thought, what update? Maybe it was so long between the last ones, that it was like, okay, this is not even on the radar. And then I went and looked, and sure enough, today, I thought, oh God, we're going to have to wait again. Today it dropped. And so we all threw our skeleton things out for war because it was prep day. I got mine up to level 2 and haven't really seen how they work. So we should actually go into what's new in the update.
Yeah, I was going to pull up my game here to get the breakdown of... I got to switch it to English from Norse, though, so I can see what all the things are.
Yeah, that's right, because you can... I'm looking at the news. Yeah, new skeleton trap. A spooky
it can be
update.
air or land, which is
ambush and distract your enemies with a small group of skeleton troops. Set the trap to target either ground troops or air troops. Available at Town Hall 8. Upgrade to deploy more skeletons at once. And the upgrades aren't very expensive, at least to 2. I was able to get 2 of mine.
I think it's 600,000 to get to 2, isn't it? Or mine already at 2?
No, I think you're right. I think that it was 600 to get to 2 because I had 12. I had 1.2 million at the beginning of the day, and I was able to just upgrade those 2. Awesome to have some builders busy. Limited time treats lasting through Halloween weekend. One gem spell factory boost. Specials back. Harvest some bonus elixir from special headstone obstacles. I haven't been able to farm today, so that'll be interesting. Or I guess I won't. I mean, I'd get it from my own thing.
And there was some with these obstacles. There was some discussion in the clan because some of the new obstacles, when they come out with Christmas or Halloween, they're just like a new skin for the old obstacles. And so when I first saw the headstone thing, I thought it was just like a new skin for the mushroom or something, and I didn't really think much about it. Like I just harvested it, figured it would switch back, and then someone's like, "No, that's a permanent thing, like the Christmas tree." So I was like, "Oh crap!"
It's a permanent thing. So it's like you have to hit that special.
That, no, well, if you want to leave it, so all like the pumpkin bush and the face tree, all that stuff will revert back after the Halloween boost or whatever is done. But the headstone obstacle is like a Christmas tree. So if you want to keep it, you can keep it on your board forever. So,
but if you hit the headstone button, like you see the headstones, it doesn't clear that, right? The special one?
No, it doesn't have anything to do with the little headstones from the troops or whatever. Okay. It's just a separate little obstacle thing that comes up.
Okay. No, that's cool. Now, I haven't checked this out. Specify your clan's war frequency and location in the clan profile. Search other clans by war frequency, location, member count, and clan points. So I need to kind of check those out. I haven't really looked into it. Other improvements: new mortar at Town Hall 8. Boost all buildings of the same type with one button, which is going to screw me over.
I accidentally boost everything.
Yeah, I'm sure of it. I'm sure of it. Boosts for army buildings now pause during server maintenance breaks and can be resumed later for free. Player profile now shows the highest unlock level of troops, heroes, and spells. Increased league bonus and more war loot. That was one of my favorites because I went farming and, I was staying up higher because you get that bonus, and the higher you go, and it just doubled, I think.
Well, I'm in Master 2 right now for our push, and it was, I think, 90K, and now it's 120K. But the big thing I noticed was in the wars, like my mini account, my Town Hall 8 account, I usually get like maybe 250,000 per attack for it, going across and stuff. And this time it was more like 350,000 or so per attack, which was awesome. And then there was some other, like one of them was almost 500,000 because we haven't warred in the True Sons since the update.
Really?
Yeah, because we've been pushing. So I haven't seen any, what the war bonuses are like for the True Sons, but in LexCorp, which is we have a and promo
I'm going
to play.
Exace is coming over.
Oh, okay. Did they send you the promo for LexCorp?
No.
I should forward it to you.
Yeah, actually. So, we do our stuff online, the chat thing. I'm really bad at getting into the chat thing because the podcast got to kind of do like put things up in a couple different places and move things around. And so I don't have the notifications on. So I went over there today and we talked more about the trophy push. And then I got invited into LexCorp, and I was told, and I actually took a screenshot of it by Get Up Kids, right? Illusionist, who is a leader, and he said, have Boaz play the promo for you.
Yeah, so I've just forwarded it to you, so I could like play it through my microphone. I don't really know how well that would work though. So maybe you can play it better through your however you were playing the YouTube songs and stuff that we had.
It would have to come from my phone, but did you forward it on my phone?
Yeah, well, I forwarded it to the Clash of Clans podcast at gmail.com.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I can play it through there then. So I'll get that ready.
Sweet. So yeah, new clan in the Kryptonian family. This is the 5th clan. This is a radical splinter group made by the Get Up Kids, though. So
yeah. And I'll go park Exace there. And see what happens, and so it's kind of cool, and I think it's cool that there's more people to draw from. and more people are finding people like themselves that want, play how they play. And I guess it's kind of like the update where they're saying, clans who, the frequency and, and that's some of the stuff that I think, we didn't think of at the beginning of the update or when Clan Wars started.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think it probably wasn't. Maybe people didn't realize what a huge drain on your resources it was going to be. I mean, once the first couple wars started, I think they figured it out. But yeah, I mean, before that update, we had no idea what to expect from Clan Wars. We just like that'll be cool to interact with other clans and battle them and stuff. But we really didn't know.
Well, everybody was clamoring and desperate for it. I mean, it was like.
Yeah, that was the biggest update.
I think I remember Weston saying that he was going to quit if something didn't happen.
I think I don't know if I would still be playing. I definitely wouldn't be playing as much if it wasn't for Clan Wars. I don't know if I'd really be playing at all because it was like I like competition and like score, keeping score and winning and losing and stuff like that. And there wasn't a lot of it's just each little individual battle. But when you're farming, it's like just a grind. All the battles blur together and stuff, and you're stacking up your resources. But it's not. You don't have that same satisfaction of competition to
go up,
and like teamwork and it's just a whole different.
It's fun, and in this war, we're in a war right now, and it's coming down to the wire. And we tried a little thing about signing up and calling, which I think the general idea is pretty cool. Like you set up a little outside thing, and if you want to call, it was like this:
you should bases,
call bases you're gonna hit, right? And I was busy, and so I said, yeah, if you guys want to do that, that's cool. Let's try it. And then I looked at it and I'm like, well, I'm not going to I can't sign up for a number because in the morning when I'm going to attack, I need to see where we're at as a clan, and I'd hate for somebody to see like, okay, this person called it and realize that these guys are really good. And so we need to make sure of this, like I need to play flexible. Like if there's an hour and 23 minutes left, I have no idea who I'm going to hit. I made my army. I don't know if we're going to need 2 points or 1 point. And it probably doesn't matter anyways, because I'm going to get 0 stars. I have been in a Clan War slump. I got 0 stars on my first attack. And so in principle, like for the people that I think maybe within the first 12 hours, if you're going to do it, you just go on there and call it and then people could check, but it's hard to go outside of it. So that would be really nice to have something really easy within the game. That would be awesome in an update.
Oh, yeah, like a sign up for different bases in the game.
That's the intention of what it was. PWN, I think he put it together, and so people were signing up, and I know in one was Phil
in the line chat.
No, it was on a separate. I think it was a Google Doc.
Oh, okay.
And then there was a URL for it that people could put in. And so it started out, and I think the idea is really, really good. People sign up and then you go attack. But I think, because like, let's say Phil is in England, I believe. And so he can't attack till, it's 6 a.m. when the war starts for him sometimes. And so he wanted this certain base. And it's like, okay, it would be good to call it, and people do, and then they have to train their armies. And so in principle, it's a really awesome idea because, all right, I'm going to take this base. I'm going to train a specific army for this base. Nobody else take it. But if everybody's calling it, I don't know.
Well,
if
the thing
works
is, if you're using some kind of system like GroupMe or Google Docs or whatever, everyone has to be looking at it. So you need all the people in the clan to be checking it. Otherwise, it doesn't really matter because, the few people that aren't checking it, they'll just go in and hit something that's already been called. And
because the clan chat's only so big. So I think what ended up coming out of it so far was, if you really want a base, go sign up on it. And so you could check to see, hey, did anybody call it? If nobody called it, it's free game. Mm-hmm. Which is a lot less work, I think, than ever you sign up for who you want and just say, if there's somebody specifically that you want and you're going to have to wait, go put your name on it so you can check it and the people won't hit it, because instead of actually having to add your name if you're going to hit something, and then and if somebody hits something in the meantime, then you go back. But, I'm a fan of, I think within 5, I don't know if it's going to be too much work. I don't know if the clan likes it or not, doesn't like it at this point. So we'll see. Just being a little bit more organized that way. But I kind of like the flexibility, or also kind of being adaptable to say, like, hey, I'm training for this. I've got this type of army. It was specifically for this camp, but now I can't. How do I adjust my tactics for the other person? And actually, I've had some of my best attacks that way. The ones that I didn't get 0 stars in.
Well, I had someone posted and grouped me this interesting YouTube video from this clan called One Hive. I think the guy's name was Jake. So I'm guessing he's a YouTuber, probably has a lot of videos. Well, this is the only one I'd seen. But he was talking about the difference between like a hardcore war clan and then a casual war clan. And a big difference that he was talking about was training the armies to specifically be tailored to the base. So, like, it's one thing to train a generic kind of go wipe army or whatever, and then go in, but if you make it specially tailored to the base with a certain amount of, balloons and hogs and just different kind of troops that are perfectly exploiting this base's weaknesses and everything, then that really sets you apart as a hardcore war clan where you're taking it seriously and stuff. And I realized, like, the True Sons, we've kind of, thought of ourselves as a hardcore war clan, taking it seriously, but the time, like the dedication of time, the difference between me making a go wipe army and then picking the base and then taking a while to tailor the troops, right. Which I do. I tailor it a little bit. That's a completely different thing than finding a base and then just tailoring an army from the ground up, which I think we used to kind of do more at the beginning. The fact that it changed so that, hogs got nerfed and everything, and now a lot of the compositions people use in our clan are the same, makes the calling of the bases a lot less important than it used to be. But now hogs seem to be kind of making a comeback. There's a little bit of a hog renaissance going on, and maybe it's been going on for a while, and I'm just now...
I called it.
That's true.
I called it.
So maybe that's been going on.
People will go, okay, hogs don't work that well anymore, and then they'll do their bases, and then they'll come back and they'll forget about the hogs, and then and then the hog squads. I am a prophet of the clash sometimes.
You are sometimes, and that's a good point. That people, it's not
in good ways
hogs.
Either. With some ways, because it's like, okay, what am I upgrading? Everybody wants to know, so
so they cannot do that.
Yep.
But yeah, like it used to be, people would just bring in mass hogs and just overwhelm, with hogs and heals, and wouldn't have to, have too much strategy involved. But yeah, now it's a much smaller amount of hogs, complemented with other troops. But the other troops that people use can be so specifically tailored to the base, and the perfect amount of hogs and things. And he was saying that, when One Hive started, they were, happy to 2-star a Town Hall 9, someone across from them was like a solid attack.
Yeah. And
now he said they've got to the point where, if someone 2-stars a Town Hall 9 across from them, then the people say, hey, nice try, man, you'll get it next time, because that's just a fail. That's a failure to 2-star someone across from you. Like, you only should be 3-starring Town Hall 9s. And there was a bunch of cool attacks that were going on in the background while he was talking that were like, half hogs and a lot of other stuff, going on. And so it was interesting, because like the evolution that we've had in my clan has been, we're getting more and more stars, more and more likely to 3-star bases, but we're still on, the lower third of the map usually gets 3-starred, and, we're kind of creeping up and stuff. And he said that, if you want to be a hardcore war clan, everyone has to be on board, and everyone has to be willing to make the sacrifices and build the, perfectly tailored armies and everything. And I realized, I don't know if I have the time commitment to, cause he said, cause some people just want to build their army, come on and attack. And I mean, I tailor my army, somewhat, but really the amount of time that I have available, it's more convenient to build the army, then go on, see what's there, tailor it a little bit and go in for the attack. And that's, what he referred to as more of a casual war clan. And so I'm definitely a casual war player, I realize, compared to people like him. And I'm sure people in, Reddit troopers and obviously Rancid from seeing her attacks on me in the last war, it's just so much more analysis, so much more breakdown of the bases, so much more preparation, and just, foresight. And especially if you're not sandboxing or ghosting, you have to just visualize everything that's going to happen. And so they must really call bases and really break it down if someone's going to spend a whole bunch of time tailoring an army for a base.
That's the trick, because I as you said that, I'm starting to think, how do you practice for, you're right. Like, it used to be like you make a certain army, and you're seeing more of these really, these good clans that are, in wars coming in with a different combination, of troops. And it's like, how do you practice that on a everyday level? You know what I mean? It's like, so I go, I think this is going to work, but it's almost a gamble to go that way, where you're like, I think I could do it this way, but if I fail, I'll go wipe would have probably almost definitely got me the 2 stars.
At least 2 stars, yeah. And there's probably so much trial and error for these amazing attackers. They must have had a lot of, failures at the beginning to get all the experience and to know the exact amount of troops and the exact angles to go in. And, it's just, but they also have to figure out where the bombs and traps and Teslas and things are going to be. But I think, because one thing is, like, when bases in our thing get 3-starred, sometimes we 3-star on the first try, which is great, but most of the 3 stars, they've already been 2-starred, and so then where all the stuff is, which makes it so much easier to 3-star. If you know what's in the clan castle, what's, where the locations of everything is, then you can really plan it out a lot better and be much more likely to 3-star. And so what they were saying, though, is that, people really need to be 3-starring on their first attack. And so to 3-star on your first attack, I feel like is just so much harder than if the base has already been scouted for you. It's just a completely different thing, having to guess where, every little...
And one day we'll probably sit here, Boaz, and go, you remember when it used to be really hard to not, because like the thought of a 3-star on a Town Hall 10 was so foreign. I mean, but I've seen it, and it's like, and that was what, a month ago? I mean, so it's cool how it's evolving and changing.
That's true. Yeah. I mean, just us, we've gotten so much, or, and our clans have gotten so much better at war attacks than they were before. And so, yeah, I think these other Reddit troopers and One Hive, and I'm sure Ice Baby and stuff like that, they're all, several steps ahead of us, but we'll probably be where they are, in a few months or something, as we, they're just getting the learning curve much more quickly than we are, and putting more time into, I'm sure.
I think this upcoming push is going to help me to learn to use the new troops, I should say, again, it's like, okay, wait, I'm going up here. I'm going to use giants, minions, and this. I'm going to try it with this because I'm running into these types of bases. And so I know, like, just a while ago, I started using giants again, and kind of seeing what tanks they were. And then that kind of led me into the Velks a little bit. And I remember at the time that I was trying, I don't know if I was doing a mini push, I can't remember, or just practicing. It was like, okay, I can see how this would work. And in my everyday farming army, and I'm staying in the 2200s, around there. I'm a hogger. I'm hogging. And, so I'm not mixing the composition up because I'm going for loot. And so this push coming up is going to be awesome because I'll have to figure it out. I'll have to figure out how do I just even, get a 1-star on something that's, higher up.
Yeah, when you're way up there, it's mostly 1-star, and you're happy with a 1-star on something that's 27 plus cup offering. And then when you're in champion and stuff, I mean, people are happy to get such small amounts of cups. It's kind of
like if you're looking at it and you start to look at the base different in a farm or in a pushing way where you go.
Yeah,
all
we're
right,
not concerned about the resources at all, like the location of the resources or anything. It's just where the town hall is,
it's where the
clan castle, and
and then I think some people are really good at spotting like the 50% outside. If they say, okay, I can get 50% because I can hit it with this, and then just get the 1-star. When you're pushing.
Yeah, so many people, a lot of people in my clan who are in champion are just barching. Like they're just bringing in pretty much all, barbarians and archers and then some other, complementary troops and just, going around the outside, picking everything off and then making like maybe one little push inside to get the rest of the 50%, maybe with their heroes and clan castle if they have to, and some spells. And I always get stressed out trying to do that with archers and barbs because I had just had so many bad experiences in my first couple pushes, like getting, 48% or something by doing that. And I just feel like with balloons, like I just have I'm so much more likely to 2-star also, like go for
everything's
a 2-star.
Just about to change though, because I know that they did that with those skeletons because of the Loonian attacks.
What with the
skeleton traps?
Well, those do ground stuff also.
Yeah, but I think maybe that'll help with the barching. To get that 50%. If you've got those little skeletons and it takes longer in the defenses. But I think a lot of it will be the anti-balloon, anti-dragon combo, or it may be minions too.
I've seen them get me on attacks and stuff, and they don't really seem to do that much. Like they seem almost to follow, because I thought the troops were supposed to like get distracted from their route and go toward the skeletons, and they seem, at least in the air ones, to just kind of follow behind the troops.
The dragon would.
Yeah, that's a good point. I'm sure the dragon would be much more likely than balloons, and then maybe the hounds,
just like the giants and the hogs that don't go.
Oh yeah, maybe balloons don't get distracted by them because they're not a defense. Maybe that's a thing.
Yeah,
I don't know.
Probably the same with giants. So it's like the wizards coming behind. It's going to distract them for a little while. I think it's a good addition. It's a cool thing that I was really surprised by the new mortar.
That came totally out of nowhere. I was not, and especially at Town Hall 8, that's such a cool thing to have an addition for a lower Town Hall, because everything that's been coming out has been for Town Hall 10. And so for just all of a sudden to have such a big...
That would make the people in Champion not be able to barch as easy too.
Yeah, people were saying that. Yeah, definitely, that a fourth mortar definitely hurts against people barching, because that's what you really gotta. And maybe that's what they were. Maybe that's part of what they had in mind, because it always seems so silly to me that up in like 3,400 trophy range, people can just use a super cheap army and get 50% on someone. It just seems like kind of wrong. Like it shouldn't be like that.
It should at least be creative, like the Mighty Ducks V or something. Like you have to do it.
But so maybe they had that in mind, that they want to make people not be barching when they're up in champion and make them go wipe and
my first
stuff
thought.
Like that.
My first thought, and maybe this is wrong of me to admit it, but I said new mortar went in the update, and I go, oh fuck, where am I gonna put it?
Yeah, fortunately I
was looking today
to
and
make
going,
a new base anyway, so I'm like, okay, now I really need to make a new base. But it's weird because I used
I'm forced to make a new base too.
Yeah, because you need a place for the mortar. But I used to make new bases all the time. I feel like I'd go on the COC tools website and design different bases and stuff, and pretty regularly. And now it's been so long since I have done that. And I think it's just a reflection on the amount of time that I have available to play the game, and so I've just been busier and stuff. But that used to be a huge component, was base designing.
I don't know if that's necessarily the case. I mean, I agree with you. That it's like we get busy, but it's a lot different when you're at Town Hall 7 and Town Hall 8 and Town Hall 6. How your base is designed.
Mm-hmm. That's true. I used to mess around with it so much.
You can build a solid base, and if as long as it holds up against 1, 2 stars, and infrequent 2 stars, then it's okay. But if you're at Town Hall 7 and you can hold off, like just a regular, like a war attack, let's say, if you can make a really cool base design that eats up 7 attacks, I mean, then it makes a difference. But when we started, there was no clan wars, but it was how we got hit and what loot we were getting hit for was a lot different.
Sorry to interject here, Scotty. Are you typing on a keyboard with chopsticks over there?
No, my dogs are running upstairs.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I was trying to picture what you were doing that was making that noise.
No, okay. My dogs are running upstairs.
Okay.
I wasn't sure if it could be heard, and I've been muting the mic in between as much as I can because
I was just like picturing you as like, our mouse traps going off, and he's what's happening?
The studio is only so insulated.
Okay,
that they're running around. So at least it's not a damn cat.
Yeah, that's true. People don't like that.
So I think it's more important. Like I know playing Exace, it was like, hey, I need to change it. I keep getting hit by this, and it mine. Now, both camps, I'm just like, well, I'm pretty good most of the time. I don't need. There's no glaring change, So
yeah, that's a good point. With my war base, like I would never get 3-starred, and any good clan would always 2-star me.
Tons of attacks too, or people would go in and think that they could 3-star you. And your base, like when you were in...
you mean my Town Hall 8 base?
Yeah. I'm thinking of
that was pretty sweet.
Jungle Insider.
Yeah.
Jungle Insider...
Town Hall 8 anti-hog.
There's no reason for you to really change it, because if you got 3-star, it was... On the first one, that was amazing. And I don't remember if there was one.
Well, that was just, people are just dumb. Like, it's obviously an anti-hog with a ring, which is tricky at Town Hall 8, and I can't take credit for that base at all. I totally found it. But people just sending hogs in, like, I mean, I think for most Town Hall 8s, hogs are so OP, you just send them in, the base stands no chance against max hogs. But when people would send in max hogs against my base, it's just like, that's so dumb. Like, go with any other composition, or like break the ring first or something. But so many wasted attacks with people just spamming hogs on me. It's just
Jungle
so dumb.
Insider had high air defense.
Oh yeah, that's true too. And centralized. Yeah.
And centralized. so strategy's always changing, you know, and but it was rare for somebody to come in and 3-star you on the first time. I don't know if it happened once or never, or, but I remember people thinking they could go in and get your camp, and eating up attacks. So that makes more of a difference. I mean, I think in Town Hall 10, sometimes it's like, well, it'll hold depending on the attacker.
And people aren't really going to underestimate you. Like when it's a Town Hall 8 and they're just not paying close enough attention, they'll just underestimate it and not realize that it's anti-hog or anti-dragon or whatever. They'll just kind of go for it. But a Town Hall 10, they're never going to underestimate you and think they can just, spam some troops and 3-star you. So yeah, it's a different situation.
Yeah, we went up against some really tough people. But again, now they introduce these skeleton things, and it's going to change the attacks because with maybe the go-wee will change because of those things. If the wizards get pulled one way, so it'll be interesting.
I guess I need to see more of it to see exactly what it does. Yeah, I've been using those with my Lunian armies in pushing, and it's been pretty effective. I've been liking it. But something that I heard Boneyard saying when I was listening back to one of the other episodes just now was talking about the Hound getting there too quick and dying before the rest of the troops got there, and that was a mistake that I made like the first time that I did it, sending the Hound in first, thinking of course you send the tank in first and then send the DPS troops behind it. But what the issue is, the Hound is so much faster than the balloons, so you send the Hound in and then it's like basically dead by the time the balloons get to the defenses. And so what you got to do is send the balloons first, then send the Hound. It catches up to them, passes them, gets to the thing at the right moment, like right before they do. Ooh. And so it's like you got to time it so that because it moves faster, you need to send it in later, but it still gets there first. So It took me a second to realize the timing on that, but it definitely you have to send it in. You don't
send the bomber in before the tank.
That's true. Yeah, because it's faster.
You're like, wait, let it get distracted by this, and then I'll go and
That's true. Yeah,
that's
a good analogy. Yeah, but it is a similar kind of thing of like you think like, oh, I want to break the wall, then send the tank in, but yeah, you need to wait, make sure there's distraction, then break the wall. And so same thing with this. It's just like the golems, they don't really do anything by themselves. They're just to soak up attacks. So if you send the golems in and then the wizard's too far behind them, then it defeats the purpose. And so same thing with sending the Hound in before the balloons. So if you send them in and they get there at the same time, though, it can be really nice because it has so many hit points. It soaks up so many shots from the air defenses that each shot basically kills a balloon. Or two shots kill a balloon or whatever.
I guess my question is, and I don't know, I guess I didn't realize this. Here was my assumption, that once something was targeted by something, they stayed on that target.
No, they do. Once it's aggroed on something, it stays there.
So you have to hit the balloons then. You have to send that lava hound right before it's going to get in range, or right before the balloons are going to get in range of the air D.
So that is a great question, and that's something that I actually thought the first time I was doing it, or the first couple times. But what I realized is you don't have to be that pinpoint precise. Like it doesn't have to get there before it aggroes on the balloons, because it doesn't matter if the balloons get there, a split second first, and it targets a balloon and kills that balloon. That's just one of the 20 balloons or whatever, and then it switches to the Hound. And so I mean that's the nice thing is if a defense locks on a witch, like if it's picking off skeletons, locks on a witch, it's over. That witch is dead. Yeah. It's not going to switch back to the skeletons. But because there's so many balloons, if it hits one and then switches to the Hound, it's just one balloon gone. So it's not like it's not the same kind of thing as a witch getting selected or a queen getting selected or something. When you're hoping
guess that's
that the
why
tank's gonna.
It's a way to think of it's like we do with balloon in front of a dragon. It's like let the things hit the balloon first, and the dragon gets in there a little bit faster. You know, because it comes out of the clan castle faster. You know, when you the war CC or
because it's smaller, so it comes. Yeah, definitely.
So yeah, that makes sense. Is using at least one of them as bait. For some reason, I'm thinking, once they target the balloon, they're stuck on the balloons. You know.
Yeah, no, because it doesn't. It's not like the pack of balloons that's targeted. It's just each individual. And the other thing, it's kind of nice for the balloons to get there, maybe at least within range of the air defense area first, because black seeking mines, if they hit a balloon, like whatever, that's kind of a waste. You know, like if they hit a dragon,
the balloon and the dragon, it pulls, because the minions don't pull the black balloons.
Yeah, so you want the balloon, you know, so one of them hitting a balloon, like whatever, there you have a bunch of balloons usually, so it's not the end of the world. But if they hit a hound, it takes a pretty big chunk of the hound's hit points. So you want it's actually probably preferable for maybe at least one of the balloons to get in the range a little bit before the hound, so that soaks up the black air mines instead of the hound soaking them up.
It's probably this. It's probably, I can imagine. I'm just picturing this, the people driving in their cars or listening at work.
Flying an airplane.
I can't see this, like that I'm, like a replay or anything, and neither can you. But I could just imagine the moment where you go, oh shit, my balloons might be in trouble, that you would send the hound in.
Well,
okay, they're getting hit by this, and this. And so, maybe it, depending on the archers or whatever, but you go, okay, this balloon went up, okay, most of those traps, okay, but I'm still getting hit, now the air Ds, and then send the thing in, and then you'd have your balloons are going to last longer.
So that's something that Boneyard kind of mentioned when he was talking about bringing in multiple hounds. He had said kind of like sending one in with the balloons and then later sending another one in, which is actually, I had never thought of that. I'd only had thought of it sending it in as a pack, but it kind of makes sense if the balloons migrate over to another air defense, maybe sending in the other hound, later to start soaking up those ones. But,
or if you took out like an air D or another air D, like with some troops, let's say you sent in 7 hogs, took out 2 air D, you sent the balloons in from one side, and then you could, depending on the positioning, here's what I'm thinking in my head, is you could send the hound from the opposite side of the board.
Oh.
If you had already taken out 2 air D, sent it all the way across to the back of the 2. Mm-hmm. I don't know if that makes sense. Does that make sense?
No, I see what you're saying, but I think the issue with that is it's soaking up hits that wouldn't be hitting your other troops. Like, in order to maximize the value of your tank, it needs to be soaking up hits that would otherwise be hitting your DPS units. So that's the same thing with sending in, your giants or golems, like sending them too early. They're soaking up hits, but your other troops aren't there. They're not soaking up hits that would be hitting the other guys. Or else if you send it in too late and your wizards and witches or balloons and minions are taking fire, and then you send the tank in, like they could have been taking that fire instead of them. And so I think the way to maximize it is to have them like amid those guys so that they're taking fire that would otherwise be hitting them. So if you send it from the opposite side, like you're saying, then there's going to be air defenses and archer towers that are hitting it, but those air defenses and archer towers on the other side, they can't reach your troops, that the main body of your army.
You're right.
So it's soaking up hits that don't matter. So at least that's how I would look at it.
And I will interject here to say this. I have started my first, I have said this before, archer tower to max.
Max or?
Yeah, max.
Wow. Wait, so are all of your other ones level whatever it is, 12?
12.
Or...
Yep.
Really?
Yep.
Wow. And so they're all shiny already, and now you're going to get like the gold one?
Yeah, I'm getting a gold one.
How far are you on the rest of your defenses?
Okay, I'm pulling it up right now, and I got to make sure here on the wartime where I need
that's
to go.
badass.
Gold is kind of piling up.
Nice.
So what I've been doing is, and I'm still on level 8 walls, see?
Oh, yeah.
Okay, so I've got, let me look here.
You're going to be able to use all your elixir on walls soon, so there's probably no reason to even be using gold on walls, because once you're done with your lab, which you're pretty close to, then you're just going to have all sorts of elixir.
We talked the last time. I'm actually not that close because I forgot about the fact that there's new barbs and new archers.
Oh, yeah. That's a lot of
so
elixir.
That's going to be, like I keep doing the P.E.K.K.A. because I got caught with my P.E.K.K.A. down. And I'm just going to max that, and then I'll go to the archers and the barbs. All my Teslas are maxed. All my mortars are maxed. My wizard towers are maxed. All of my traps are maxed, except for the new ones. I've got my second air defense to max in 15 hours. And so my cannons are still level 11. I'm holding off on them because, like I said on the last one, the archers go up and down, whatever army's coming at you. So,
yeah.
The debate was in my head that it would be 3 days before, my, air defense, one of the air defenses got maxed. And I thought, well, I could have 2 air defenses down, or I could start my first archer tower up to max level. And I thought, you know what? It's going to be harder to save if I have 2 air defenses down because I get hit by air a lot.
Yeah.
So I went for the archer tower to max, and I'm pretty happy. But
and another thing, like I'm always the guy that's like, the utility of the troops and defenses and stuff is more important than the look. Worry more about how it's going to affect you in war and battle and stuff. But man, certain things like those arrows that the max archer towers shoot, it's like shooting a laser or something.
yeah,
This looks so cool.
I looked at the. I haven't actually seen one of those in action or paid attention, I guess. Mm-hmm. But it going up, I think it changes to the hit points from 86 to I can't remember what. I'm looking it up right now.
87.
It's 88 right now. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm level 6. But wait on.
Wait, level 6 archer tower? No, you're level 12 going to level 13.
I was thinking of hit points per.
Oh.
It goes up 12 hit points, which puts it at 98. Or not damage per second, I'm sorry. Hit points.
Oh, you're talking about the damage.
Yeah. And I think with the lava hounds, they're going to need to be hit a little bit harder. Same with balloons and everything. So cannons, they're going to do something that cannons are going to really make a difference. And I'm going to get caught with my cannons down. I know it's coming.
Yeah, cannons are, they're so much better than archer towers for ground troops, but that is such a huge thing that when someone comes in with the air army, it's just a completely useless defense. All it does is, attract the balloons, and that's basically it. So
let me look here. For cannon, at my current, I'm at 11. Mm-hmm. Damage per second is 75, and that's not maxed. So to max it out, it would be 86. So the archer towers, maxing them out by far outweigh the cannons. Because 70, or let's say 86, it's still going to take 2 shots for a barbarian.
And I always forget that it's not damage per shot, it's damage per second. And since cannons have a higher rate of fire, that means it's a lower damage per shot in relation to their damage per second, as opposed to the archer towers. Their damage per shot is actually higher than, even higher than the cannons, because they shoot more slowly.
Wait, I might be the biggest idiot on earth, but did you just say that cannons fire more than 2 a second?
No, I just mean they fire faster than the archer towers.
Right.
At least I think they do.
So maxing the cannons might be like I was just saying, like the damage per second, it looks like it's pretty minimal. Mm-hmm. But if you're saying it fires faster than once per second, because the archer tower, I'm pretty sure, fires once per second.
Yeah,
if the cannon fires faster than the archer tower, then it's kind of like the mortar, like you just said, like the damage per second would seem lower.
Well, no, my point was that it's actually lower than it seems. It seems higher because I always think of it as damage per shot, and so the rate of fire, it's like, oh yeah, and the cannon shoots faster, but then the rate of fire is already taken into account, so it's already damage per second. So it is like an even comparison between the cannon being 75 damage and the archer tower also being 75 damage. It's exactly the same. So yeah, that means the shots of the archer tower must be stronger because the cannon shoots faster. I guess.
Well, no, wouldn't it be? No, it would make it. It would make. So let's say if the cannon shoots faster, it's written in damage per second. Okay, I see what you're saying.
Yeah, that always confuses me so much because
like the
I'm
mortar.
so used
the mortar
to...
seems so like you think of the mortar and it says damage per second is whatever, but it's 5 seconds. Mm-hmm. That it does that damage. So
it's also, there's something about the splash that makes it better, because 11, like these level 7 mortars,
we talked about this. It's not the splash. It's the damage per second only, and it's only in that area.
Well, so how?
No,
fast,
I'm talking about the mortar. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I'm talking about the mortar. We talked about it at that time because we were saying.
Yeah, I remember that. Oh yeah, hit points only 44 for archer, but it's 110 for a barb. And it doesn't a mortar one-shot kill. Oh no, it only one-shot kills archers. It doesn't one-shot kill barbs, does it? That's
why the barbs are nice. If you can get a few of them, up front, at least it's going to take 2 shots. Well, while his lady goes to the bathroom.
Well, his lady sneaks around the back.
Yeah,
shoots some arrows.
Well, I think we're just I guess we're at 55 minutes. We're at the I'm looking at the in the war. There's 42 minutes left. It's 77 to 80, and my clan is depending on me to get 0 stars.
You haven't used your attacks yet?
My second attack.
Oh, I see. That's why your eyes are so much on the clock right now.
Yeah, because it's like because I'm going. I got to attack. I'm just kind of waiting and.
I'll go over to how about this? I'll send my second account over to your clan, and then I'll narrate your attack.
Oh
while
my
you're
god!
Doing it.
Okay,
yeah, let's do this.
We'll have to do that on the next episode because I'm going to wait until. Let's see. I'm not full. My army camp's not full right now. I gotta. I've been minusing some troops out of my stuff because. Oh man. Yeah, I've got a few minutes to cook some.
Are you in House of L right now?
Oh yeah.
Okay. I'll see if I can make the listeners feel like they're there.
Well, I'm not gonna. It's gonna take a little bit for me to attack.
Well, I'll come over there.
And I think
we can do it in the next episode.
Yeah, we'll have to do it on the next episode. And I make no promises. If you come to my clan. you will see me fail. And it's like everybody does. I am not. I'm not Chief Pat. You know what I mean? I'm not like somebody. I'm just a guy who likes the game, and
Is Chief Pat even a very good attacker? I guess I don't watch his stuff.
Yeah, I've seen. Yeah, he teaches people like how to attack this or that, but he can gem everything. He's just like, okay, I can do. And it's like, no, I'm a normal guy. I look at other people's attacks, and people teach me all the time in this stuff. This is what we talk about. So, I'm putting less pressure on myself. If you're looking for Chief Pat or somebody who comes in and just can clean it out, like T-Skits in our clan, who is just fantastic. He can, he goes up 2 stars. I mean, Matt. I mean, all the top guys, do really well in the clan, but not me. I'm a gamble. I'm a gamble.
Well, so we're about to take advantage of one of the new things from the update, which is the clan hashtag. So I am trying to find the House of L, but there are so many Houses of L that our clan does not come up. So, Scotty, what is your clan hashtag? Let's see
How do I find it?
It's on when you go to the description, it's like the thing it'll say hashtag 89J742.
They've added a lot of buttons, by the way.
Yeah, I'm not a big fan of
clan. Okay, clan tag.
Yeah, so
it is hashtag 909, or it's an O.
I think
you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that's annoying. Come on, Supercell, get it together. I'll try 0 first.
And I'm kind of not liking this. Buggy?
Dougie?
Okay. No, it's okay. Hashtag 909 VUGYV.
Okay.
Oh, cool. It says twice a week. Required trophies, 0. Thank God. I would be kicked out. And I like how they've got the war log now on this screen, because you used to have to go and find it. Man,
so
the people listening to this, if it's the episode like you would listen to when you started Boaz or something, you went back, oh my God, this game is just looks completely different and everything. It's crazy.
This is really weird. How many people are in the clan?
30 some. Let me look.
I did 35 and
33.
Oh, okay. Do you have a different... I don't know how to use the hashtag thing. It didn't...
So okay.
I don't see a place to...
This is how we learn, everyone.
So what's your war frequency? Twice a week?
Twice a week. Let's see. What would we do? We'd go to search clans.
Oh, I think maybe I don't meet requirements.
Advanced search. No.
Bear with us, listeners. Oh, that
clan location.
You weren't coming up because there's a button. So listeners, take note. There's a button that says only clans I can join, on or off. So I was searching for House of L, but nothing came up because I couldn't join it because it's closed. So I need to be
let me open it
temporarily.
Up quick.
So anytime you guys are trying to find someone and you just can't find it, it might be because the trophies are too high or it's closed.
Okay.
Just something to keep in mind. Well, this will be nice seeing all these people again.
Yeah, and oh God, it's going to be horrible narrating the attack on the next episode. Maybe we should close it out. Let you get into the clan, and we'll take a little break, and we can
the suspense for the poor listeners.
Yeah.
Hopefully there's not too much space between these two, because they're just going to be on pins and needles wondering how you did in your attack.
So I wonder, maybe what we should do to record it is for me to narrate it on my side, I take my headphones out.
Uh-huh.
You narrate it on your side.
Uh-huh.
And then I could split the audio a little bit so you hear your side of my attack and then my side of the attack that you can hear.
That would be awesome, but it sounds like a lot of work for you, like in post-production there.
Oh, no, it wouldn't. It would.
Oh, okay.
Because if it all took place within, I would have to move it.
All right.
We could try it. Maybe that would work. So you're going, yeah, he dropped it just right. And I'm going, oh, fuck, what's going on? You know what I mean? Let's do that. Let's do that on the next episode.
Sounds good.
Okay. Well, get a hold of us, clashclanspodcast@gmail.com. Sorry to everybody. There's some emails coming, and I know we keep saying that, but...
well, speaking of emails, there's a LexCorp promo coming also next episode. And
so at WBSMT Radio on
at
Twitter.
True Son Boaz.
True Son Boaz. And...
ClashClansPodcast.com.
Yeah, you can find all the contact information at ClashClansPodcast.com.
Most importantly, call us at 42427-CLASH.
They're coming again someday. We save them up. We like to save them as a bank.
That's really the main method of communication with us. We answer every time, even if we're, in a meeting at work or in the bathroom
Boaz's
or whatever. Someone will always pick
baby's
up.
coming. Honey, it's Clash.
Honey, hold on.
It's the
Someone's
Clash
calling
community.
42427 Clash right now. So
this could be Supercell. This could be Supercell.
This could be our big break.
Yeah.
They might be flying us to Finland right now. Just chill out. Hold on to the baby a little bit longer.
Yeah. Honey, I know. I know, but we want to go to Finland.
Don't you want me to meet Marika? Come on.
Yeah, come on. Let's. Hi. Can you make her push? Or push it back in. Just it'll only take a second. You'll tell us all about this.
Yeah.
When
I hope they don't push it back in. But she's ready to go.
No,
she's
just
doing
hold
a couple
on.
days
Hold
now.
on, doctor. 1 minute. What are you so eager for?
Apparently, you don't listen to Clash Clans podcast, sir, or you'd understand how important this is.
What do you work by the minute? I mean, take your time. I'm doing something. Jesus. Salaried employees, they just want to get out of here as fast as they possibly can.
Buddy, you're getting paid either way. Just chill out, have a beer, relax.
Yeah. Oh, exhausting. Can't even take a phone call. Anyways, keep it clashy, everybody.
All right, guys, keep it clashy.
Skilly beep 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 skilly beep.